Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Question.
Answer?
I'm Nicole.
I'm Ashanti.
And today we are going to be playing a game. We're not just going questions about ourselves anymore.
Yeah,
We're branching out.
This isn't a researched episode. This is a gameplay episode. This is a let's play.
They did the research for us.
We're gonna be playing Blinded by Science. I'm gonna give credit to who made it. I suppose
Yeah.
by Outset, I believe.
Maybe one day they'll sponsor us, but after this
who knows?
episode, probably not, because I'll be terrible at science.
Well, this is my only chance of winning a real trivia thing. Because I'd have to give up my degree if I don't win this. Is the moral of the story.
And this will show that I should go back to college just to learn, I think. But yeah, anything else? Anything new you have to share with the millions of fans?
Nothing new. I guess just the rules are we're playing to 11 points. Each card has about 3 to 4 questions on it relating to some category of science that's on the other side of the card. And it's just the first to 11 points wins. If somehow we blaze through it and we're 15 minutes in and it's we're done, either we'll do a second round or we'll extend the number, it's whatever, but we'll be doing some science trivia today.
I think the only way we're going to blaze through it is if I get question after question wrong. And that might happen. I might just give up after every single one.
Well,
and that's
hey.
okay. Because I'll learn a little something. And that's all that matters.
You'll walk away with a new nugget of information.
We can only hope. All right, well.
Would you like to go first?
Should we rock, paper, scissors?
Sure.
Great. You get to go first.
I'm going to do The Wizard of Menlo Park, that charlatan Thomas Edison. I will go with that card.
I feel just to be clear, everybody, the first question was, who was the Wizard of Menlo Park? And you already answered that, describing the card itself. So, great. All right, next question. True or false, 2 of Edison's children were nicknamed Dot and Dash?
I'm going to go with false.
It was true.
Stupid.
Dot and Dash. Wonder where they are now. Probably dead.
Probably. That would be my guess.
All right, next. Where was Edison's electric lighting system first installed? The Oregon Railway, the steamship Columbia, or Mayhem Theater in Brno?
Well, I was going to say the World's Fair, so that being none of those options really throws me for a bit of a loop. I think it was the theater.
It was not. Columbia. The theater was the first public building to install electric lighting 2 years later. That's probably exactly what you were thinking.
Theater sounded familiar. I was like, why is that important? Maybe that's the answer.
Okay, extra credit. Why did the city of Brno embrace installing electric lights in their new theater? This is not multiple choice.
Man, I wish it was. Because they don't get a lot of sunlight. So they were like, we need lights that aren't candles.
That is not correct. It was a fire hazard reduction. In 1881 alone, fires in Vienna, Prague, and Nice claimed the lives of 584 theatergoers.
Huh.
As a person who works in a theater, that's not comforting. But thanks, Edison. All right, so let's see. You got 2? No, you got 1 on that one. Let's just go with the other pile. I'll pick one of those. I don't know what those are. I can't read backwards or upside down.
There's no difference. I just split them.
Oh, okay, great.
This one is real funny, makers over at Blinded by Science. It's dyslexia, but written backwards.
Oh, no wonder I couldn't read it backwards. That was a weird inside joke for them.
All right, there are 3 questions on this one. What 2 types of processing are affected by dyslexia?
I feel like the word cognitive is maybe 1. And there's 2?
Mm-hmm.
Great. I don't know the other one. And I don't think I knew the first one. So
Language and visual.
Oh. All right, well, I got that wrong.
Next question. Acquired dyslexia caused by a brain injury or stroke is called what?
I don't know. I have no Okay, well, let me come up with an answer, because if I just keep saying I don't know, it's not going to be a good show.
If it makes you feel any better, I would not have known this answer either. Nor would I have had a guess.
Okay, great. Let's go with newfound dyslexia.
Newfoundland. Alexia.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
What is dyscalculia?
Someone who isn't able to process numbers.
I'll give it to you. Difficulty in learning or comprehending arithmetic.
Oh my gosh! Yes! Where's the abacus? I need...
That's 1 point each. We're tied so far.
Yes. Are we keeping track? We should. Where's my abacus? I'm glad we're tied. I thought you just drew a rune for my name, and I was like, what are you doing?
I'm using a runic alphabet for
Right,
scorekeeping.
of course. Of course.
Give me primates or give me death.
Great. All right. There are two major classifications of monkeys, New World monkeys and Old World monkeys. Which one has members with prehensile tails? Prehensile?
Old money monkeys or new money monkeys? I think tails are a thing of the past, so I'm going to go with Old World monkeys.
That is incorrect. It is New World monkeys.
I should have known.
Howler and spider monkeys' tails are capable of grasping. All right. Next, what African primate is well known for its frequent sexual activity?
In the back of my head, I know this one.
Okay.
I've heard this before. It's one of those weird things where it's I'm gonna incriminate myself if I say that. Never mind. Not in a bad way. Just in a now I have to explain how I know weird things. A bonobo?
Yes. That's correct.
I vaguely remember it because it kind of sounds like boob monkey.
It does kind of sound like that. What primate occasionally outweighs an adult eastern gorilla, which averages 200 kilograms?
The only other big monkey I can think of other than a gorilla is an orangutan.
Final answer?
Mm-hmm.
It's humans.
Oh, real all right.
You have to think about, again, the nerd creators of this game, and they are...
There's a bit of game theory to this game, apparently.
Yeah.
So I got one. So we aren't breezing through this.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
good.
you never know. Let me go with... let's go with the sunshine of my life.
All right. Sunshine of my life. If the earth were a marble... Would you still love it? No. If the earth were a marble and the sun were a fishbowl, approximately how many earth marbles could fit into the sun? There's multiple choice.
Thank God.
1,000, 100,000, or over 1 million.
I'm going to go with 100,000.
It's over 1 million.
Wow.
1.3 million.
Oh my gosh.
The sun is incalculable. Well, we know it, but it is so unbelievably large. The Earth goes around the sun. The sun goes around the center of the Milky Way. Approximately how many times has the solar system orbited the Milky Way? Another multiple choice. 20 times, 200 times, or 2,000 times.
It could either be really, a lot, or it could... I feel like it's not the middle number. Just because I feel like... I'm going to go with 20.
That's correct.
Yes.
The Greek philosopher... It's not Plato, so I don't know. The Greek philosopher Aristarchus first suggested Earth revolves around the sun, but it wasn't until 18 centuries later that his theory was presented in a convincing manner by a Renaissance mathematician and astronomer. What was his name?
I don't know many astronomers. Or any, actually. I just keep wanting to say Galileo, but that's not it.
Is that going to be your final
Yeah,
answer?
that's my final answer.
Not a bad guess. I think a little bit before Galileo, maybe. I don't know the time frame exactly, but Nicholas Copernicus.
Of course.
Good old Copernicus.
Again, tied up. All right, would you like wonder drugs or dive in?
You know what? I'll go to the other part. As much as I would love to get the voice clip of "Hit Me with Those Wonder Drugs," I'll take dive in.
Okay. What does SCUBA stand for?
Oh, self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
Correct. True or false? Divers were not the first people to be diagnosed with decompression sickness or the bends.
True.
Correct. It was originally called Caisson disease, after the caisson builders of the Brooklyn Bridge. What diving danger did Jacques Cousteau describe as the rapture of the deep?
Certainly, it wasn't him throwing dynamite into the water. He wouldn't think so low of himself there. So, a whirlpool?
No, it was nitrogen narcosis or martini effect. Which, I don't know, is that a whirlpool? Like,
no, it's like, I don't know a lot about like diving science, but I think it's like when your body becomes like oversaturated with like nitrogen from the water.
Yikes. Ew.
Yeah,
The sea creeps me out.
The ocean does suck.
Ugh. All right. Now, do I want Wonder Drugs or get your thermals on? Reading upside down is a skill I apparently have. You know what? Let me take some Wonder Drugs. Bring that on.
There we go.
Yep.
All right. True or false? Penicillin was the first antibiotic widely used in modern medicine.
True.
It's actually false.
Okay.
Sulfonamides were first. Penicillin was discovered in 1928, but was not used to treat infections until 1942. What infection did streptomycin cure, earning its discoverer a Nobel Prize?
Let's go with smallpox.
Good guess, but incorrect. Tuberculosis.
Oh, they're in the same vein. It's not so far apart.
The other big disease.
Right. I was going to say the bubonic plague, but I think that was not it.
Approved by the FDA in 1960, what was the first oral contraceptive?
Like the actual name of it? I feel like I should know that, but I don't. I have no clue. I don't even have a guess.
Enovid.
Oh. Great. Good for them.
And some extra credit. Ritalin was first marketed in 1955 to treat what disorder?
I mean, maybe I'm thinking too far ahead, but like ADHD or like ADD back then?
Not quite. Narcolepsy.
Oh, I think after that it was probably ADHD. Because I know they kept giving it to kids, like to have them calm down. Which I don't know if that's right or wrong. I don't know.
Anytime a kid was like, "Oh, I have a little bit of energy," they were like, "We need a doctor to like put this kid like out. Like this kid has to be.
We
napping.
need to put this kid down." Kidding.
I'm bringing this kid to the vet.
Did I get any point on that one?
Unfortunately,
no. Okay,
no.
great.
We were watching The Electric State when it came out. We didn't pirate it because it was on Netflix. At one point, it had like broken us so badly just because it's just a very like plain movie. But like at one point, a friend of ours just goes, "Oh, I need to be put down. Someone bring me to the vet." And I don't know why that was so funny, but like in the context of watching The Electric State, I mean, it was like that's the funniest thing you could have ever said.
I understand. I've never seen that movie, but is it a movie? TV show?
Yeah.
Movie? Yeah. I've never seen it, but I understand. I've had that feeling with movies before.
The effects are cool, but that's kind of it.
Is it like sci-fi?
It's the like Millie Bobby Brown, Chris Pratt movie that came out.
Oh, so it's new. I know.
Yeah.
Yes, I know the one now. I do love Millie Bobby Brown.
True.
I hate Chris Pratt. That's just a personal preference. Anyway, would you like Get Your Thermals On or Greenhouse Effect?
Let's do some thermals. It's a warmer day today,
It is
even
warm,
though it's
thank
been
God.
snowing for the past like 3 days.
When I woke up and saw the snow, I thought my life that was it. That was it for me. I thought I had gone back in time. Like, I literally was like, this is December again. How am I reliving it?
Honestly valid.
Get your thermals on. A 12-ounce bottle of soda and a 24-ounce bottle of soda are both at room temperature on your countertop. Do they have the same thermal energy?
Great question. I want to say no.
Correct. The 24-ounce bottle has more thermal energy due to its greater mass. What other type of energy is greater in the 24-ounce bottle compared to the 12-ounce bottle?
I guess there's more caffeine, maybe. What other type of energy? What an insane question. Potential energy?
Correct.
Really? What?
Yes. Great job. I would never get that right. True or false? When you place a cube of ice in a glass of soda, the temperature of the soda decreases because the colder temperature of the ice radiates throughout the soda.
False. I don't think that, like, it's worded kind of how, like, if I had to describe it to someone, maybe I would, but I know that's not correct.
Correct, it's false. Heat always moves from a hot material to a less hot material, so the ice absorbs the heat from the surrounding soda, making the drink cooler. Basic osmosis, everybody. Duh.
That's a...
You
that's
got
a
3? Wow. Oh my god. Alright.
I know more about energy than I thought.
Okay, the next options are still greenhouse effect or da bomb. I'm gonna go greenhouse effect.
Which releases the most methane into the atmosphere? Cow burps, cow farts, or cow patties?
I can't believe that I have to answer this question.
Now this is a question.
This is real science. Whoever had to, like, do the science behind this to find the facts, I'm gonna go with cow farts.
That is incorrect. Cow burps.
No!
Which I honestly probably would have said farts too. Not just because it would be funnier to say, but...
I thought it was logical, but fine.
Carbon dioxide, methane, ozone, and water vapor all contribute to the greenhouse effect. Which one has the greatest effect on Earth's greenhouse effect by percentage in the atmosphere?
What were the options again?
Carbon dioxide, methane, ozone, and water vapor.
I'm gonna go with methane.
No, water vapor.
Oh, wow.
A lot of water vapor in the sky.
I know.
Which two human activities over the last several hundred years have had the greatest impact on CO2 levels in our atmosphere?
Oh, I thought it was going to be multiple choice. Okay, great. So there's 2 answers here?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, can you repeat it again? I'm sorry.
Which two human activities over the last several hundred years have had the greatest impact on CO2 levels in our atmosphere?
Like in a negative way or a positive way?
Negative way.
Negative? Okay. You never know. I'm going to go with flying in a plane, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, I feel like that's not a good answer. And I don't know. I can only think about transportation, but I feel like the other one's not transportation. I'm going to go with not recycling. I don't know.
I'll give you one.
Okay.
The first one is burning of fossil fuels, which flying a plane.
Okay,
Yeah. The other one is deforestation, which you were close with the no recycling.
Yeah.
Like in the vein of like environmental.
I feel like all the environmental stuff is connected, so I feel like all the answers do make sense, but
True.
I understand they were looking for the specifics, but whatever.
But you're on the right track. You weren't too far off.
Next options. Da bomb or my heart bleeds for you.
I'll take the bomb.
Da bomb. How many times have nuclear weapons been used in war?
Twice.
Correct. Both times by the United States against Japan. How many years lapsed between the discovery of nuclear fission and the dropping of Little Boy and Fat Man on Japan?
Like a year?
No, 7. Discovered in 1938, dropped in 1945. I apologize. Between 1946 and 1958, 23 nuclear devices were detonated by the U.S. on a test site in Marshall Islands. To this day, it is unfit for habitation, with contaminated soil and water and unsafe radiation levels. What is the name of the site?
I believe that's Bikini Atoll.
Yes, the SpongeBob conspiracy.
Immediately, I was like,
I probably would have gotten that too. Point check-in.
I have 9 points. Nicole has 2. It's not over yet.
It might be over. Could I please have my heart bleeds for you?
In humans, blood leaves the right ventricle of the heart and enters the pulmonary artery. Where does the blood go next?
Why did I pick this? I don't know anything about anatomy. Okay, so it goes from
the heart, leaves the right ventricle, enters the pulmonary artery, and goes to where?
I want to say, I don't know where this is coming from. Maybe I watched too much Grey's Anatomy when I was younger, but like the central aortic something like that.
Good guess. It goes to the lungs.
Oh, okay.
It's where it picks up the oxygen.
Great. I don't know anything about anatomy.
Well, from the lungs, blood returns to the heart via the pulmonary vein. Which chamber of the heart is first to receive the blood?
You know, I don't know. The one that's on the left.
I'll give it to you because it's the left
You don't
atrium.
have to.
Well, you had the right side. You were correct.
I had no clue the word for that though. But
You're in the right ballpark. In the systemic circuit, blood is pumped out of the heart by the left ventricle. Which artery first carries this blood?
which artery?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
You do know this one.
Do I?
Yes.
The artery?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know it.
You already the aorta.
No! Maybe I get 0.5 for at least getting the left side of the heart chamber.
And you did mention the aorta earlier.
No, it's only 0.5. Alright, next we have playing with DNA or work it out.
I think I could go for the win here.
I think you could.
I think I'm going to go with playing with DNA.
Okay.
I think I'm going to try to get a win on the overall board here.
Alright, playing with DNA. What is the name given to a plant or animal whose genetic material has been altered by humans?
Genetically modified organism.
Correct, GMO! What is an organism that has a gene inserted into its genome from another species?
A chimera?
No, transgenic.
The transgenic mice.
Yes! What was the first mammal to be cloned?
Dolly the sheep.
Correct! Sheep, a female named Dolly. 2. A 1... No!
That is the 11-point win.
Ashanti wins.
Yeah, I'm on the leaderboard.
Finally.
The only time I can win is when it's a game rigged entirely in my favor.
Hey, at least I got 2.5 points.
This is the exact performance that I'm gonna have when you pull out the like Friends trivia,
Yeah.
the horror movie trivia. So like this is like
That's true. The Harry Potter trivia. Although I still do poorly at that one.
the impossible Harry Potter trivia.
I'm not even kidding. I should go get it just so I can read you some test questions. Or I should just keep it as a surprise. Alright, so this is going to be round 2. We'll see if I can make a comeback. And we're playing for 7 points this time instead of 11. Which, Asante got 7 points really quickly last time. So this might be even quicker. Alright, I guess you can go first. Oh no, you went first last time. I don't care if you won. I'm going first this time.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna go. Okay, what are the categories?
You have
Do not scramble these.
and timekeeping.
Oh Jesus!
I have no idea what do not scramble these could be.
I want to go with that because I'm just curious. So we're gonna go with do not scramble these.
Ah.
Is it all about eggs?
What diploid cell is formed by the fusion of an egg and a sperm? It is all about eggs.
Why do I not know? I don't. Okay, listen. This is gonna make me sound so stupid. I don't know the answer. What is the actual term? Oh my god. Well, wait.
It's my favorite word to use in Hangman, which now that that's out to the millions of fans, I can never use it again. But
Wait. What? Okay. Repeat the question for me. This is gonna make me sound so stupid. This already has.
what diploid cell is formed by the fusion of an egg and a sperm?
I need to go back to school.
A zygote.
Oh. Yeah. No, I wouldn't know that. I should.
What small, sharp cranial protuberance is used by some offspring to break through an egg's surface during hatching? This is an insane thing to call it, but whatever.
A beak?
No, but that would make more sense. An egg tooth. It seems like a spike to me, but whatever. All right, what is the difference between fraternal and identical twins?
I do know this, but I don't know what the answer is going to be so succinct there, but...
The answer is a little long, so
Okay.
if you want to give like a...
Maybe I can describe it. If I can properly describe it, because I don't know if I can. We're going to find out.
If you describe it, I'll give you the point.
Okay. Because I know that it's like, it starts as 1, and then it branches off into 2, but like, I feel like I don't know how else you get them. Besides, like, how else do they branch off? They just branch off and, oh, well, if it was like 2 separate cells, but then they still, you know what? I guess I don't know. Apparently I just know how regular twins are made.
You were going in the right vein.
I know, and I feel like I do know. Because then there's the difference between, like, what are they called? Like, die twins and, like, because you can have, like, identical ones, but them still be, like, a different kind of identical. I don't know.
You were close, and I kind of want to give you the point because I think you do know this. Fraternal twins result from 2 separate zygotes, whereas identical twins result from a single zygote that divides into 2 embryos.
I could picture it in my head. Like, I could draw it, but it's all right.
You have the part about the identical twins where it, like, starts as one and
then
then divides.
And then it splits off.
But fraternal twins are, like, you're like...
They just show up. It's like the second one just shows up.
They're just, like, in the womb and they're like, you look like me. And it's like, yeah.
Hey, let me branch off, though. All right, you have the option of over the moon or timekeeping now.
Let's do timekeeping. Let's see what that's about.
All right. True or false? According to the theory of relativity, the farther you are away from the center of the Earth, the slower time goes.
Yes, true.
False.
Oh my goodness.
The closer you are to the center of the Earth, the slower time goes. Does this mean that your head is actually older than your feet? What?
The answer to the little, like, quip that guy wrote? No. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what? Is this what scientists think about? Ridiculous.
I was going to say something really mean, but I like this game. But...
We want to get sponsored by this game at some point.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Well, not, but... Okay, true or false? When dinosaurs roamed the Earth, they were 370 days in a year.
False, because I think, like, time where, like, because the Earth is, like, getting farther from the sun, like, the overall year is getting, like, longer, so I feel like a year would be maybe shorter.
True. Due to the Earth's spin getting slower over time, our years are slowly getting shorter. That's so ominous.
I'm gonna start fent folding. It's over. But it's also crazy to think that, like, we've only lost about 5 days from, like, 300,000 years. Like, that, like, you'd think, like, oh, surely, like, years used to be, like, if at that rate, maybe, like, 400. And it's like, oh, no, like, we had maybe another week before. Like, dinosaurs got, like...
An extra week.
Yeah, December 32nd. Like, and we don't anymore. Like...
That's true. I guess that's kind of a comforting thought. In a weird way. Just us and the dinosaurs. All right. What element was used in the first accurate atomic clock in 1955?
Plutonium?
No, it's cesium. Or cesium? I think it's cesium, like Caesar. Yeah. Cesium. I'm going to go over the moon. Peace out, Katy Perry.
That's happening today.
I know.
That's live. Right?
I know.
I can see her right there.
There she is. 11 minutes have gone by.
If the moon is waxing, will it be larger or smaller the next night you see it?
Wait, I should know this. I have the moon phases tattooed on my hand.
Journal.
I do. I have moon spells, even. It would be larger.
That is correct.
Yes! Finally!
True or false? The moon rotates once on its axis in the same amount of time it takes the Earth. Time out.
Yep.
Flag on the play. I'm going to read that again. True or false? The moon rotates once on its axis in the same amount of time it takes to orbit the Earth.
False.
True.
Oh.
That's why we only see the one side of it. Because it's like rotating at the same time.
Yeah, that does make sense. I should have known that.
How many days does it take the moon to orbit the Earth? To 1 decimal place.
Oh, dear. Shit. How many days to the 1 decimal place? What the fuck?
Whenever I would read 2 like blank decimal places after a question, like I was immediately like, I'm cooked.
Yeah, that's how I feel right now. Because what do you mean? How many days does it take to circle the Earth? Is that what the question was?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. I'm either gonna shoot really low or really high. Let's go with 115.65.
All right, well, the answer is 27.3.
I knew it. I knew I was going to be either too far or too close.
There is extra credit on this card, though.
Ooh, okay.
Changes in the physical distance of the moon from Earth because of its elliptical orbit allows us to see 59% of the moon's surface over time. What is this oscillation called? I read this as a different word, and I was like, as I was reading the question, I was like, why would it be called that? It makes not any more sense now, but...
I don't know why this is the word stuck in my head, but optical?
Good guess, but the answer is libration.
Oh.
I read the answer as liberation, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, fine, whatever. And as I'm reading the question, I'm like, why the fuck is it called that? What is it about? And then I was like, oh, I'm just reading it wrong.
Liberation rotation.
But you got one. You knew the phases of the moon.
Thank God. I have so much moon stuff in here that if I got that wrong, I'd be ashamed.
You would have had to become a priestess of the sun after that. And that's cringe.
That is cringe. Sorry if anybody worships the sun. I should.
Me and the sun are mortal enemy. Too hot. You gotta cool down.
True. We tadpoles or Schrodinger?
I'll take Schrodinger and his potentially dead cat.
All right.
Is the first question what animal is in the box?
Yeah, it is, but we're going to read it anyway. Nobel Prize winning Austrian physicist Erwin Schrödinger developed a number of fundamental results in the field of quantum theory, which formed the basis of wave mechanics. What is he most known for?
His cat.
Correct. In 1944, Schrödinger wrote What is Life?, which contains a discussion of complex molecules with the genetic code for living organisms. Who did this inspire to solve the structure of DNA?
Watson, Francis, and Crick. It might just say Watson and Crick, but I'm going to give credit to Rosalind Franklin.
Yes, Francis Crick and James D. Watson. And yes, correct. And who was the third person?
Rosalind Franklin.
Yes,
did most of the work, and then they were like, it was us.
Yeah, typical. The Schrödinger equation is to quantum mechanics like which of Newton's laws is to classical mechanics?
I'm not a physical science person. Show me animals. We had 3, so I'm gonna flip a 3-sided coin. The second one.
Correct. 3 for 3. This is where it begins, my downfall. Okay, now my options are the goddamn sun is back. You are my sunshine, or we tadpoles. Let's go with we tadpoles. I will not do well.
We tadpoles.
I thought that said up in Elon, and I was like, throw it out.
Which of the following are not amphibians? Frogs, toads, geckos, newts, or salamanders? Or newt scalamander?
Oh, I know it. I know it. I do. I don't know it. I'm gonna go with gecko.
That is correct.
Yes! My friend Samira has a gecko, and I forget all the time. And randomly she'll be like, oh yeah, I was feeding my gecko today. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I just like that, like, it's not intrinsically like how we would classify them, but like all amphibians are just like slimy. It's like if whatever like you're imagining in your head like has like a sheen to it, it's probably an amphibian. Baby amphibians look completely different than adult amphibians. As they age, they go through body transformations. What is this called?
I actually don't know. Let's see if I can come up with a word. Because the only word in my head is photosynthesis, and that's not it. But the sun is on my mind. I have no clue. Growing up.
Kinda. And for all our Kafka fans out there, metamorphosis.
Oh, duh. I should have known that. Shame.
What 2 organs in amphibians carry out gas exchange?
Their lungs.
Okay.
And let's just go with the liver.
Close. Lungs are correct, and their skin.
Ooh. Ew.
They
bulbous.
They breathe through their skin. Extra credit. There are approximately 7,000 known amphibian species. What are 90% of them?
What? Wait. In my head, I thought this was asking me to list the, 90%.
Name 90% of all amphibians.
I feel is the answer cold-blooded or...
What type of animal are 90% of them?
Wait, what? Lizards? Frogs? Help! I'm confused. This question does not give me enough of what I should answer.
It is a little
because
bit
I could have said cold-blooded, and that could be 90% of what those animals are.
Technically, I think that's correct.
But then, okay, I don't know, frogs.
That is correct.
Right.
90% of amphibians are frogs.
Cold-blooded. Yeah, frogs are weird. I'm not against frogs, but for some reason...
I like the red-eyed tree frogs in South America. Those ones are peak frog.
Yeah.
And I wish poison dart frogs weren't exactly the first word of their name, because I also think those are really cool.
I know. Well, moving on from frogs, you have Up in Atom, or You Are My Sunshine.
Well, the sun and I have been locked in a battle for years now, so let's continue on. You Are My Sunshine.
Approximately how many minutes does it take light to travel from the sun to the earth?
It's if the sun exploded, we wouldn't know for 7 minutes. So 7 minutes.
It's 8 minutes. 8 minutes and 20 seconds to be more precise.
Once again, the sun has failed me.
True or false, the sun accounts for about 95% of the total mass of our solar system.
See, when we read a question earlier and it's you can fit 1 billion trillion Earths in the sun, that makes me want to say true, but I'm also there's a lot of stuff in our solar system. But I'm going to go with true.
It's false. It accounts for 99.86%. So really, these bitches, who are the creators again? We're coming at you. Oh boy, that was cruel. What is the color of the sun as seen from space?
White.
Correct. Correct. 1. Whew. That was a tough one.
Looking through a microscope, you observe dust grains floating in still water, moving around erratically. What is the name of this phenomenon? I've never heard of this before. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I'm just I wouldn't get this answer.
Squiggly mites. That's what I have for you. Locked in.
Final answer.
Final answer.
Brownian motion caused by the collision of fast-moving atoms.
Okay.
But what was it? Squiggly mites?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? I'm Squiggly Mites. That's a used car salesman's name. Squiggly Mites at your service.
Okay, but saying it's brownie something, I mean...
Yeah, brownie in motion.
It quite honestly sounds like something made up, so really I wasn't that far off.
Sounds like a night after, spicy food. I got brownie in motion.
Over a brownie in motion.
Who first coined the term atom?
Well, gee, perhaps it was Adam. But... Adam of Adam and Eve. Let's go with... What's his science name? Let's say his name is Edwin Herbert.
Incorrect. John Dalton. What did British physicist J.J. Thomson first discover in 1897 while studying cathode rays? He originally called this particle a corpuscle.
It's a particle?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with... I don't know any particles. I don't know any particles personally. I haven't met them.
The electron. All right, I'm going to... Let's mock out. I'll take that one.
What is Mach 1 equal to?
I think just the speed of sound.
Correct. What relatively common man-made item has been breaking the sound barrier for centuries?
Me yelling at drivers using LED headlights.
No. Yeah.
I think jet planes, probably.
Incorrect. It's the whip.
Yeah, that's right.
Who is the first pilot to have flown faster than the speed of sound in level flight?
I literally have no idea.
Chuck Yeager.
Yeah.
Classic. Chuck.
Good old Chuck. All right, which category are you going
We got one. Okay, let's go with the moon rocks.
Which building in Washington, D.C. has a moon rock incorporated into one of its stained glass windows?
That would be... I'm torn between, like, the Pentagon or, like, the Smithsonian. But I'm going to go with the Smithsonian.
Good guess.
I don't know. Is that in Washington, D.C.?
I think it is. I've never been, but I'd love to go.
I have been.
While it still exists.
Yikes.
Which, let me just read the question again. I think the hint it was going for was the stained glass, because it's the National Cathedral. Moon rocks are very rare on Earth. What are the 3 sources? I can't believe that's just the question. That's insane.
My brain didn't even realize that you were finished speaking. Like, I thought there was going to be more to that. Okay, can you repeat the question?
Moon rocks are very rare on Earth. What are the 3 sources? This is a crazy question.
My answers are going to be crazier. So let's go with a canyon.
Okay.
A crater. And an asteroid.
The answers are...
I'm sorry, a catastrophe just happened.
I dropped the card and then jammed my finger into the table while I was trying to go pick it up. The U.S. Apollo missions, the Russian Luna missions, and lunar meteorites.
I didn't even have a clue where we were going with that question.
That's an insane question. Like, reading the answers, like, I get what...
Right.
But, like...
Me too. But, I don't know.
Of the 12 people who have walked on the moon, how many of them were scientists?
None of them?
Just one.
Oh, I was close.
Someone named Harrison Schmitt. And for extra credit, what did Harrison Schmitt have a PhD in?
Oh, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Friends, so maybe archaeology? Or, wait, that's not even what Ross does. What does he do? It's, paleontology.
Good guess, because that's kind of in the same ballpark, but it's geology.
Oh! Like Ross's book, his comic book that he made. You won't know this, but he made a comic book, and he made a character in it called Science Boy. The comic... No, he had a sticker on his backpack too that said geology rocks. Anyway, this is stuff that's going to come up when we play the French trivia.
I'll remember.
I'm dropping hints. All right.
I'll take periodically a table.
With the exception of elements 43 and 61, what do the first 94 elements on the periodic table have in common?
They're all naturally found?
They can exist naturally. All the other elements have only been synthesized in laboratories. Synthesized. That's a weird word. Carbon's atomic number is 6. What elements have atomic number 7 and 8? 7 and 8.
This is really bad. I know that there's like a song that people like memorize, and I just simply have not. Carbon is 6.
What elements have atomic numbers 7 and 8?
Is sodium is like 12 or something, I think. I'm trying to think back to all those times I was spacing out in chemistry class, staring at the periodic table, because that made more sense than whatever the hell my professors were teaching me. 7 is... I'm going to go sodium, and 8 is nickel.
7 is nitrogen, and oxygen is 8.
That's actually embarrassing. I can't believe I didn't get those.
All right, last one. What Russian chemist published the first periodic table in 1869?
It's actually on the tip of my tongue. If I close my eyes, I can like, the Akira, like, leave me alone. Like when it flashes, it's like his image, and then like.
There's an element named after him too, if that helps.
Mendeleev.
Yes, correct. Dmitri. Mendelevium or whatever it is.
Leave me alone.
All right. How many did you get? 2?
2.
Wait, you win. Oh, man. Hey, at least I got 3 again. Well, 2.5 last time, but...
Hey, 3 is better.
All right, well, that was successful.
Yeah. I finally have a game win on
You
the board.
do,
It's
you do.
all tied up. The rest of the pod is anyone's game. We're both on the
Yes.
leaderboard.
I think that when we have an Instagram page set up, we should create like a graphic of like who wins or something. I think that would be really fun to keep track of. So the audience can keep us honest as well as us. All right, well, that was it. That was proving that I need to go back to school and simply just for science for now. The rest of the games will prove that I need to go back for many other reasons. But here's hoping that the next game we play, I win.
Though it'd be really cool if I won more. I have to
Right,
admit.
right. Well, right now we're tied.
True.
So we'll see what the next episode brings. But for now, any last words before I kill you? No.
I just want to say very grateful for this victory. Grateful to Schrodinger's cat, wherever they may be.
Edison, because you got that one too, Edison.
I don't think I could ever give Edison any praise without immediately erupting into flame.
I understand. No praise for the sun, but we
No
appreciate
praise
it
for the
being
sun.
out right now and not it snowing again.
Yeah, that is true. Well, this has been the question
Answer?
podcast. So thank you all for joining. We hope that you come back, and above all, we hope that you learn something.
Yes, indeed. And we'll answer some more questions later.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.